Broadcasting live from the Business Radio X studios in Phoenix, Arizona, it's time for Phoenix Business Radio, spotlighting the city's best businesses and the people who lead them.
Hello and welcome to Phoenix Business Radio, broadcasting live from the Max 6 Entrepreneurial Center right here in Tempe, Arizona, where we help build businesses and connect you with the right people. And we were just celebrating behind scenes, or in the green room, if you'll call it, with the folks here from Arizona Custom Blends, because we've had a chance to get to know each other several months ago through the Better Business Bureau and a podcast conversation when they opened up their podcast room at their beautiful facility in Phoenix. So please help me welcome to the studio Gina and Jeff with Arizona Custom Blends.
Thank you.
Thank you both for being here. Let's start, of course, with the most important topic. What and who is Arizona Custom Blends? And then we'll get to know you two individually and professionally, as well as the folks you serve and all that good stuff. So who'd like to start for us?
I'll go ahead and do that. Arizona Custom Blends is a contract manufacturer for nutraceutical powders and capsules. That is, we make anything that you would ingest that's healthy as a powder and capsule. It doesn't even have to be healthy. And what makes us a little bit unique is we only do powders and capsules. And we're in a beautiful 100,000 square foot facility right by here. And we don't do our own products. We manufacture for everybody else.
I forgot that you were so close here in Tempe. You're not too far down the street.
We are less than a mile.
Okay. And for comparison, when you say you're only powders and capsules, other folks who are doing custom blends like this, what else is out there?
So most manufacturers don't specialize. They will make liquid tinctures, liquids, lotions. We have expertise in blending and processing capsules and powders only. So there are no liquids, and the thing about powders is they don't like moisture and liquids, so we don't have any of that in our factory.
All right. Well, that's why I asked. I wanted to make sure we had the full story. And this is, how did you come to Arizona Custom Blends? What's your story?
My story is definitely not a direct path. So I started in public accounting. I spent about 10 years with one of the big 6 public accounting firms.
I don't know that I
KPMG.
knew that.
Yeah, I worked for KPMG for about 10 years, which is one of the remaining largest ones. And then I went into healthcare after that. And so I first worked for a dialysis company, and then with what I learned there, started my own kidney disease and dialysis company. And it was quite successful, and we grew that within 8 years to be the second or third largest nephrology group, which are the kidney doctors in the country, and then we really changed the way kidney disease was managed. So I exited that in about 2000 and did, I exited my own in 2008 and did some executive coaching for a while. And one of my customers recruited me away to help them get their manufacturing facility in order. And after helping them for a couple of years, we had different views on what a manufacturer should do, like on-time delivery and things like that. A very strong tenet of Arizona Custom Blends. And so I just decided to go out on my own and do my own company like that. And what was interesting about that company was they were great at getting some great clients on board, but then they'd deliver late or they'd mess up their order or something like that. And so I saw there's a lot of business to be had out there, but we act as an extension of the brands that we build for. And so it's critical that we keep them in stock and do a great job, deliver what they need, the way they need it, on time. And that's what we do.
The relationship is everything, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. Good. Such a great background. Gina, how did you find your way here?
Here?
To Arizona Custom Blends. You can start at the very beginning, on Earth, in Arizona.
Yeah, when I was born. No. So I have been in the health and nutrition industry. I just celebrated my 29th Supply Side West. So I have started many moons ago. How I ended up at Arizona Custom Blends is that I was looking to make a change, and I really wanted to find a great partner so that could be my forever home. Because it's important that I work for a company that has an interest in the end goal. The end goal is actually not only supporting our customers and helping them build a really great brand, but it's also making really great products to help people live healthier and happier lives, which is another reason Jeff got involved. And his story, I mean, it just resonated with what I want to do. And so I came on board as sales, director of sales, and now we're working together to actually do some marketing, because what we found is that we have such a great company, but our biggest dilemma is no one knows we're here. So that actually bring us to you, right? So that's why
Yes.
we're here today.
I love that.
And Gina's brought such an energy to the company. Since she's been in the industry for a long time, she knows everybody in the industry, and her ideas on marketing are just tremendous. So she's having us do a whole lot of things we haven't been done before. There's very few people and very few companies have heard of Arizona Custom Blends, and she's changing that.
Why are you the best kept secret? I mean, there's a reason for that. Is it because you're not on the label? It's their label, or explain why that is.
Well, actually, most custom contract manufacturers, we kind of lay behind the scenes. So we're never going to be the one in lights. But it's important for our trade, for the supply side of things, that the customers that we want to build a strong relationship with know that we're here and we can support their needs. So as Jeff had mentioned before, one of the biggest things in this industry, not just with the company that he had worked for in the beginning as he made his transition and started this whole journey, but a big problem for all of the brands is on-time delivery. So quality, yes, we're all following cGMP, or some of us, but I'll pretend that this industry is, we're all doing it right. So that's like waking up in the morning and brushing your teeth. You don't have to tell somebody that that's what we need. But actually having a custom contract manufacturer, that's your partner, that can get you your products on time, that's so important. And I think that's really what we want people to know when they walk away. We make wonderful capsules and wonderful powders. We specialize in that. So we're not doing lotions, we're not doing tinctures. We want to be experts here in this space, and we want to be your partner.
And so the reason that many in the industry don't know us is the same reason I don't have my own brand. I'm not a marketer. I have a CPA background. And that's where Gina is getting us on the map. We do a great job, and now we need to let people know. But the need for our service is great. When I first started, what I did, I went to some of the trade shows, and I walked around with my business card, and I simply asked, "Are you happy with your contract manufacturer?" I got a lot of business. They just want somebody who will just do what they say.
Yep, the relationship, on-time delivery, follow through, everything that you've already alluded to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who is a great partner for you then when you're at these trade shows and you're marketing and targeting these folks to continue to help people who need it? Who is a great partner for those of folks listening and watching? It's them if what?
So as far as
Clients, who's the best client for you?
So I think customers, or I mean, I'll speak for myself, and I think that Jeff will share kind of my vision is we want to partner with customers who care about this industry, who want to make great products, and who care about the end consumer. I mean, we can all be successful, but having passion for what you're doing, it shows, and revenue comes after. So my perfect partner are people who really care, who want to make a difference, who are, joining the trade organizations, who are fighting the good fight to keep our industry, legal for consumers to have the freedom to purchase these products. That's very important to us, and I want to be around people who care about that too. So
the products we make, you'll find in Whole Foods and Sprouts, in Amazon. So if you've got a brand and you're making capsules, or you have a protein powder, or you've got a pre-workout powder, or you've got an enzyme blend, that's what we do. we specialize in powders. And so if you're doing a powder, if you're making a capsule or you're selling a capsule, you're selling a powder blend, we can do that. We can put it in a gusseted bag. We receive the materials. We have encapsulation machines. We put them in, blend the powders, put them in capsules, bottle the capsules, make sure you got a beautiful package to put on the shelf. And then we do gusseted bags. We do canisters for powders. We can do the single serve sachets, which would be like the old, I don't know if anybody remembers Carnation Instant Breakfast anymore, but that kind of thing.
Of course I do.
Yeah, we do stick packs. Anybody who's got that, who needs powders, that's who we do. And if you're interested in building your brand or extending your brand, we have great people who've been in the industry for a long time. So we really enjoy getting smaller brands that have a good mission and helping them grow. And so we have good formulation and help develop, or we'll look at somebody's product line and we'll say, hey, this is a type of product that would fit in. Would you like us to develop something like that and give that a try? So we can really help brands build.
And how does that process start? Say someone's listening and watching today, and they're curious, and is it just as easy as let's have a conversation and see if we can help you?
Absolutely. So you can reach us through our website, and that website is
Well done.
just in case. It's ACB info at acbmfg.com.
Great.
So super easy. It rhymes. The process would be that the customer would reach out to us with their need. We are a custom contract manufacturer. So depending on what their needs, we can always play a role. So if they're just in the innovation stage and they're looking for R&D, they're looking for help with formulation, we can help them check that box. We also do all of the procurement, and we can manage all of the inventory, make sure we're following all of the cGMPs, and take it all the way down to the product packaged and ready to go out the door to the consumer. So that information obviously is established right in the beginning, and we take a look at what their needs are, and then we kind of go from there. Lead times vary based on what their needs are. But what we try to do is make it as simple as possible so that we can do all the heavy lifting and they can focus on what's really important, and that's marketing their brand. So they can get that awareness out about the great product that they're going to be a consumer.
Do you find that you help them with that too, Gina, given your background?
Sometimes, but I do try to stay in my lane because I
There's
tend to
enough
take on
work.
too much.
Right. There's plenty of work there.
Yeah,
I know that.
absolutely.
Are there some favorite customers or partners and clients that you can celebrate and tell us a little bit why you like those partners so much?
Not that I'd really like to mention by name,
Yep.
because we have several. But I'm an entrepreneur, and the way I like to do business is to partner not only with our customers, but with our vendors. So we have some great relationships. We really like science-based ingredient manufacturers. So we can get some leading ingredients and formulate with those. We have one of the companies we buy our capsules from, big company, yet they come out and they help us develop and contribute equipment to us so that we can better analyze powders and better blend. And then they help us with really advanced techniques on how to align our encapsulation machines and keep everything going really great. So they're more than somebody we buy from. They're somebody we that helps us build our brand. And we have several that we work with like that. And so we really like to partner with great suppliers, and then we have great customers as well. One thing I want to mention is Gina mentioned cGMP. That's industry jargon, but it means current good manufacturing practices. Everybody who does what we do should be certified in cGMPs. We have that certification, of course. We're kosher, we're organic, we're halal, we're NSF for form sports. We have all the certifications you can need. One of the interesting things I found about this industry, I was in the dialysis industry. We were providing life-sustaining treatment to people 3 times a week. and I really, changed the way we made kind of what some of these great theaters have done and made a really better experience, comfortable chairs. And we did that with the dialysis unit. So we're trying to do some really creative things in this company. But the most interesting thing I found when I got into this industry is I'm providing life-sustaining treatment. So of course I can do blue-collar manufacturing. That's easy. This is a very, very difficult business. Everything needs to go right, and there's probably 100 steps in the process. And so it's really important to have your policies and your procedures and your training really dialed in to make sure everything goes right. And so it's much more complicated than when I was doing dialysis services. Because every project we get, every customer that comes in is unique. Everything is completely different. So it's a whole different.
Does that keep it exciting? I'm sure it does.
Oh, if you call it exciting.
Yeah. Anything that that your customers ought to be aware of advancement wise? Like what do we have to look forward to?
We're a very young company, and it'd be interesting for Gina's input on this too. But we started out in 10,000 square feet. We went to 20, went to 25, went to 30. Said, all right, this is ridiculous. We were tripping all over ourselves. So we bought 7 3/4 acres in Tempe. It's fully gated, secure building. We have 140,000 square feet under roof. We're operating in 100,000 square feet. It's all air conditioned. And then we're leasing out 40 for future growth, but we're leasing it out to somebody else for now. And so we've got a lot of capacity. And so we look at what our clients' needs are. And so a year ago, we weren't making any stick packs. Well, we had a big need for stick pack machines. And so we started doing stick packs. We have a thing called a Go Packer, which is something, if you know, of your daily pack of vitamins, you can put 3 or 4 or up to 8 different kind of pills into one single serve sachet. We do that kind of things. And so as we have customer needs, we buy the equipment. We've got plenty of capacity. And then we go from there. So our next major piece of equipment is probably a 35 millimeter stick pack. And to give you an idea, that one piece of equipment will probably cost us over $300,000.
Mm-hmm. Anything to add to that?
A brand new pole.
Covered parking.
Covered parking. Let me pull out my list, right?
Yeah. Like a chef and a smoothie bar. No.
Right, exactly. Wouldn't that be great? So we've talked about how important the partnerships and the relationships are, and of course, quality, on-time delivery. I'm hearing this theme around a really strong culture, right? Not only do you value all the different stakeholders that come into play when it comes to Arizona Custom Blends, how about the culture within the company itself? Can you guys speak to that? And is that important to you?
It's huge to me. So I wasn't very clear when I said after I got out of the dialysis business or kidney disease management, I started coaching. Well, I was doing executive coaching. And it was very interesting. I did it through a group called Vistage.
Mm-hmm.
I was a Vistage chair for a while and got a Rookie of the Year award. So very, very proud of that, actually. But one of the first things I did when I was coaching is explaining the importance of having mission, vision, and values. And since I was working with young, fairly new entrepreneurs, I got a lot of pushback. But if you don't have a mission, you really don't have a North Star. So a mission is, why are you in business? A vision is, if we execute well on our mission, here's what we aspire to be and to do. And then your core values are the rules of the road.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm one of those that have posters made, as many do. Here's our, but I refer to them frequently in meetings. And
That's different.
Check in. How are we doing?
Yeah.
Are we living up to this? And it's always a work in process. So we're always trying to do better job on our mission. We're always trying to reach our vision, and we're always trying to realign to make sure we're following our core values.
Yeah, that's very different from have it written, have it stuck in a drawer, or even on a poster on the wall, and nobody has a clue. what it means, or it's not a breathing document. Yeah. How about from you, Gina? Anything else you want to add to that?
Culture is everything for a company. It definitely keeps the holes, you know, out of the boat, right? Keeps the water from coming into the boat. You can have an amazing company, but without the right people and the right attitude, it really will fizzle out. There has to be passion. And I think that people who are happy, who understand the mission, who are aligned with the mission, are going to love what they do, and then it doesn't feel like work. So that was always key, was always a driving force to why I choose to work for certain companies.
Mm-hmm. Love it. How would either of you define success? We've kind of talked around a little bit about in the way that you've described how you work with your stakeholders and how you show up in the industry. How would you define success?
I'm going to let Gina start. I've got a very strong opinion on how I define success, but I'll let Gina go first.
I mean, success for me is, and I continue to kind of echo the same things over and over again, but it's truly what I believe. This industry isn't just work, it's not just the way that, I pay my bills. They have become family. These people are like, I spend more time with these people than I do my own family. And so making sure that we can feel really great about the products that we put out in the marketplace and actually knowing that they help people is so important to me. And that is success.
Mm-hmm. Follow that.
Well, so I'm a capitalist through and through, but I think we've lost our way with capitalism. So I'm an entrepreneur, and what I really get excited about is building excellent companies, and that is a process. It's not a destination. So you start with what you've got, and then you get better, and you get better, and you get better. So when we're helping customers really build their brands, our vision is to be a strategic advisor to our clients, to really help them make better products, be more successful. Um, that's a piece that defines success when you have customers coming to you saying, thank you. And if you do a good job, you don't lose customers. So you're getting new ones, and the ones that you have stay with you. But when I know we've made it, I drive a 2015 Ford F-150 pickup. People say, why are you driving that? I said, we have a bonus program, and it's up again. I'm a capitalist. I'm not a socialist. So I got to make that clear before I say this.
Mm-hmm.
We have a bonus program that's upside down. So as we make a minimum amount of profit, our hourly people, and only our hourly people, participate in the bonus program. As we get a little bit more profit, our managers kick in. As a little bit more, our directors kick in, and a little bit more, our executives kick in. And the reason for that is the people that are working hard show up every day. They're just doing what they're told. And so if we're not bringing in enough sales, if I'm making some bad decisions and we're losing money, that's not on them. So and we have production workers, right? We're a production facility. So when our people are having a hard time putting food on the table for themselves, I have a really tough time driving a nice car. And so my goal is really to have everybody who works for Arizona Custom Blends say, this is a great place. And maybe I'm here for 2 years, maybe I'm here for 10 years, but for the period of time, they developed me, they educated me, I had a great time, and it was financially rewarding. And so I'd love to get a nicer car. And I will as soon as my people are taken care of.
So I've owned the studio for 7 years. I've hosted or produced over 2,000 episodes for myself, for my own show, but also my clients. I've never heard anybody say that before. That really it's the bonus program that's paid. How did you describe it? It's flipped on its head. Brilliant. And really a servant leader is the what I equate that to. How does that translate to the team then, Gina? I mean, knowing where Jeff comes from that perspective of leadership, how does that impact you guys?
I think that people are excited about that. I think that all of it proves that everybody in that building, title, rank, they are all the same. And they will continue to share in the success of the company as long as we continue to, you know, continue to be successful. And that's important. Although I will beg to differ. That's a very social way of thinking of things. And so,
I had to.
I'm going to kind of just throw that out there because, yeah, absolutely. At the end of the day, nobody goes into business, especially an entrepreneur like you, without a mission
Of course.
to actually be successful and actually see growth and have financial stability. But when you decide that you're only going to go there if everybody is going there, that's unique. And I agree with you. There are very few people who share who share that value. And it's also one of the reasons why I'm excited to be with the company.
I also hear you both saying that everyone on the team matters and all stakeholders matter, the customers, the partners, the vendors, right? The community, the industry, all of that. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
I wish I had a way to get that message out. There's a lot of discord in the country. And if people weren't so greedy, and if people would look out for the people that take it, there is not a CEO who's successful because of the CEO. It's all the people that are working that make it happen. And we have such a great production crew. They're just phenomenal people. And I know their families. I mean, we had one that probably had my first employee. I mean, at one point they had all sorts of cousins and their kids, and when I gave them a bonus check and I looked at collectively how much this meant to the family, it was probably the most fun I've had since I've been in the company. It's just phenomenal. But they work hard and they do a great job.
And without them,
We're nothing.
There isn't a business.
But that's not
Correct.
just our business. That's everybody's business.
Yeah.
And there'd be so much less discord if people just understood that.
Yeah. I know you and I have talked about this before, the few times we've gotten to know each other, that conscious capitalism is really an important ethos, I guess, around making sure that we are, again, caring for all stakeholders and building a better business for a better community, whatever that community is that we serve, the one we live in or the folks that we are involved in the industry. And I will say that out of the shows that we've been doing for 7 years, a good portion of the businesses here in Arizona that I've had the pleasure to connect with have that same philosophy. And if they're not there yet, they're striving to make sure that they're making those decisions. And it goes back to your point, Jeff, around having a mission and a vision and a purpose, and being all the decisions come rooted from that. Yeah, good. How about 2025? We're right on the cusp of 2025. I don't want it to come too soon because I'll turn 60 in December. So slow the calendar down. But when we get to 2025, what is in store for you guys? What are your goals?
Want me to go?
I'm interested.
So
Taking notes and interested.
Where's my pen?
so a lot of it's on Gina. We're constantly trying to improve. We recently did a little bit of restructuring with some job duties and some responsibilities. And that'll continue forever. We're always trying to get better. But 2025 is the year ACB gets on the map. So we've historically attended trade shows as an attendee. Gina has us now getting a booth and actually attend and being at a trade show. She's doing interviews with magazines and other places, and just getting us well known. So I'd like to put our name in the map, and then just continue to execute. If we execute, then we grow great.
Yeah, you're already doing a great job. People just need to know that, is what I'm hearing.
Absolutely. I think our goal for 2025, a lot of structural things have happened in 2024. And so 2025, I really feel like we're ready to take on these new opportunities. We want people to know who we are, what we specialize in, and join our team. So it's going to be key. And, the most important thing for me in just being in the trade is making sure that people understand what we have to offer. And I actually don't think it's going to take much time for the people who need us to come looking. So we're really excited. We're ready. We have a beautiful building. Jeff has done a great job making sure that we have all the tools necessary for us to be successful. And so it's going to be a wild ride.
Yeah, what she said is true. So part of what we've done in these, was getting ready for this. We've intentionally not tried to grow too big too fast, so we could. It's all about having a strong foundation, and now we've got the foundation in place, and now it's time.
Yeah. Tell me about your favorite thing, each of you really, about being in the health and nutrition industry. You both have a lot of longevity there in different ways. What do you love about the industry?
I mean, I feel like I could say like 2 paragraphs. This is why I'm good at marketing, right? Because I'm going to continue to say the same thing over and over
Nothing
again.
wrong with that.
And like people are going to hear it 7 times and then they're sold, right? So, my favorite thing in this industry, again, is the family. There are so many amazing companies, both potential customers and our partners that help us to achieve our goals. And I get to work with all of my best friends all day long and have a lot of fun. And the other cool thing is everybody lifts each other up. Like I, took on this marketing role. I'm a little bit new. I've always been able to market. I have kind of that creative thing inside of me. And then all of my friends are like, "Oh my God, let me be your mentor. Like, let me help you with this." So just the giving and the help, everybody wanting to just lift you up and join forces to make the health and nutrition industry as a whole really successful. So
Mhm.
It's kind of fun walking trade shows with Gina. She's like a little celebrity.
I bet.
She knows everybody, so she's introducing me to people right and left, and she gives back. She's a member of an organization called WIN. She's leadership there, Women in
Okay.
Nutrition,
Oh,
and so she mentors new people, new women coming into the
yeah.
industry, and really helps them find their legs and get their legs under, find their way and get their legs under them. So she does great with that. Mine's completely. My wife's a registered dietitian nutritionist. Um, our kids grew up on organic foods. Um, Unfortunately, now they're addicted to, or fortunately, they're addicted to workouts, just like my wife and I are. So we've been natural people that really believe in health and wellness. And her approach, she works at a weight loss clinic, and she refuses to give her clients any calories to count or what not to do. She tells them what to do, which is eat more fiber, eat real food, stay away from the processed stuff. And if
Hmm.
you eat a lot of salads and vegetables, you know what? Put as much ranch dressing as you want on that, because you're not getting fat because you're having ranch dressing. So, but eat lots of fiber, fruits and vegetables, enough protein, and the rest takes care of itself. And she has people come and saying, "Wow, you've changed my life." And that's what I want to do through this nutraceuticals. I want to help these brands get their products out and change lives.
Yeah.
I've given my wife a tagline of changing the world one life at a time, because she really
It's
does. And
happening.
that's I enjoy health and wellness, and I think you take care of a lot of the world's problems. Healthcare is huge on costs. If we eat right and we take care of ourselves, that problem goes away too. It's pretty simple.
It feels pretty simple, and yet it tends to be so complicated for people. Even when we look at fast food on every corner, I used to be a fast food freak in my early years as a parent, and was not feeling good. Surprise, surprise! And I had to really, and I've always been an athlete, but I had to really get clear around it's everything, right? It's the way my mind works, it's my rest, it's what I'm putting in my body, it's how I'm moving it, and all that. So I appreciate that a great deal.
And it looks like you've been successful
I'm
on
doing okay. Like I said, coming up on a big milestone
Yeah,
here.
well, you
the
look
big
fantastic.
60.
It's a big, yeah, gulp. I'm glad I'm not on camera today. It's just the two of you. Nutraceutical, is that the term you used?
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm going to be naive because I am. What does that mean? That seems like that's a term for obviously the industry that you're in. But how would you define that for those of us that don't have a clue?
My definition would be nutrition through um, through capsules,
Mhm.
like nutrition
Capsules
through
and powders.
nutrients,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? So and Jeff actually I mean, he's just as passionate about this as I am. He lives this life. So being able to eat and live a healthy lifestyle, you can only do so much with food. Food is definitely the most important part, but the nutraceutical industry assists the consumer with being able to take things that, I mean, you're not going to get 1,000 pounds of cabbage into your system, right? So what we've done and what this industry has done is they've specialized in being able to take that down, and make extractions so that you can get the powerful, parts of these fruits and vegetables. And I think that's, to me, what nutraceutical means.
Great
Yeah,
definition.
so everybody knows what a pharmaceutical is, right? You take your drugs. Well, this is nutrition in that same format, right? So you take powders or a pill, but it's loaded with vitamins and minerals and right now probiotics and enzymes are really hot, and so the mind gut connection and getting a healthy gut. We do a whole lot of that kind of thing, and it's putting supplementation into a powder or capsule.
Mm-hmm. Great explanations. And now I know a new word. Hooray. We mentioned in the beginning of the conversation that we had met through the Better Business Bureau. Are you part of the Better Business Bureau? I believe that you.
Of course.
Yeah.
With a very high A+ rating.
I saw that. It was
Yeah.
kind of a lob out there. I knew the answer to that question. And then your Gina, Jeff mentioned that you are a mentor and involved with the WIN. Did you say? Was it
Yes.
called Women?
So I'm one of the committee members for Women in Nutraceuticals, and I work for a committee that actually manages the mentorship program for the industry.
So great.
And it is pretty amazing. I'm also on the board for a company called What's Up with Sups, completely polar opposite. It's a networking, industry driven type of board, and it's fun. And we throw networking events. And
What's up with SUPs? I like that.
What is up with Sups?
That's cute.
They have
Yeah.
pajama parties and costume parties and.
Yeah.
I said,
And he's like they.
Yeah. No, he joins in the fun.
Oh, that's great.
She's very well connected.
Yeah. Any other organizations that you're involved in that we want to mention?
I mean, at this point, because we've been gearing up with all the new marketing and really kind of getting ourselves out there, I mean, there's several organizations that we are looking into, one of which is APA, which is amazing. It's a botanical trade association, and so they focus on ensuring that all of the botanicals that we're selling and utilizing in these awesome products are regulated and they are meeting the standards, and they do all kinds of things with education, and they really help the industry. And it's one of my other favorite organizations. We're actually not members yet, but we are moving down that road. So.
Well, fun fact: I'm chairman of the Arizona Lottery Commission.
What?
So I've been doing that.
How come
for
I haven't
years,
won yet?
And,
I'm sure that's a question.
And I can't even play.
Right? You can't, huh?
It would not look too good.
No, I suppose not. That's interesting. How did you get involved with that? I would, out of all the things that I thought you might have been involved in, that would have not been one of them. How'd you land there?
Life happens, and when I was doing my executive coaching,
Yes.
I met the head of the Arizona Association for CPAs, and she's since moved on, but she was one of my members. Great person. And the governor had gone to her saying, "Hey, do you know anybody who might fill the CPA role on the lottery?"
Got it.
And so she referred me, and so I was nominated by the governor and confirmed by the Senate. And
so cool.
And I've been doing it for over 10 years now.
Yeah. And now we're going to win the lottery.
Yes, as
on the radio, on LinkedIn.
You guys can.
When you say we, are we sharing that, Gina?
Oh, yeah.
I think
if it happens.
Right. Exactly. Oh, my gosh. Well, it's been great to get to know both of you better. The few times we've connected, you've had other teammates with you, which really, again, speaks to culture and how important everybody's involvement is as they play their own roles, but also serve the mission and the purpose of Arizona Custom Blends. Where can we find you? Do you have some social media channels? You already mentioned the website.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're at, again, info at ACBMFG, and then obviously www.acbmfg.com. So you can find our website. We also are on LinkedIn, and so you can look for our group under Arizona Custom Blends. And we can be found on Instagram and on Facebook. And we actually just got our YouTube channel set up.
Oh,
So
very good.
some exciting things coming here in the next couple of months.
I love
Not
that.
much on there yet, but it's coming.
That's all right.
Yes.
Again, you have to have a place to start. And when you say ACB MFG, that is Arizona Custom Blends Manufacturing.com, but just the letters that represent
Correct.
each of that for our listeners who
Thank
might
you.
be taking notes. Absolutely. Well, it's been a joy to get to know you a little bit more today and learn some new things about both of you, in which the way in which you serve your community and your team at Arizona Custom Blends. Thank you again for making time for us today.
Thank you. This is great.
Absolutely. You've been listening to Phoenix Business Radio, broadcasting live from the Mac 6 Conscious Workspace. Some media leans left and some lean right, and we lean Arizona Custom Blends Manufacturing. Until next time, I'm Karen Nowicki. Thanks for listening.